I don't listen to like new hip hop. I certainly don't listen to like lady hip hop or whatever you call it when black ladies talk dirty. Um,
Mm.
but I heard the AI had made Drake sing like a dirty song that a lady sings. And again, so I look it up. I'm like, Drake singing this song is called Munch. And it's this
What's it
very
about?
large ass rapper lady just wanting you to eat her ass for, and that's all she's singing about the whole song. And she's really shaking her gigantic ass at you the whole time. It's a wonderful piece of art. But then making Drake sing and it's good. Drake is suing. Drake's mad. He's trying to shut the shit down because it's his voice. I don't know. But the thing is, like,
Internet.
something about when we hear the AI versions of us, I'm like, oh yeah, their cadence isn't exactly right. Like you're real close, but when you make it a song, all that gets filled in. It sort of bondos and putties and fiberglasses up all those middle weird areas. And that, you know, they do that to modern music and all music anyway with effects. So it just sounds like Dre wants you to eat that big old booty. and I think I like his version better than hers. I play his version. I want to hear him sing it, but I want to look at her butt.
Oh, is her butt good?
It depends on what your version of a good butt is. You know, Derek made the point that he wants an ass so that when the young lady bends over, he's able to see her vagina and her asshole. Like it shouldn't be obscured by a lot of cheeks. However, some people would like a big old thing that they can sort of get a bit of, you know how like an ass can get like its own motion to it, where when you let go, it just keeps going like a waterbed. This is her, yeah. Yeah, so it's, I think it's a little more ass than you would like.
So here's the deal. That's not my bullseye, but I can see how it would be somebody's.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Look, I wouldn't say that that's my thing, that exactly. But yeah, I like that big gigantic ass.
Oh, man. I'm just happy to be involved, mate.
Yeah. Just enjoy.
You don't need to write a song for me to eat your ass. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not fucking picky, man.
Just ask.
I'll take what I can get.
I mean, yeah. But I love the AI stuff, and I love that for now it's to some extent being used for silly fun things.
Yeah.
I talked to Class last night. You know, Class is a programmer. He's a Kiwi guy, smart young man, well-to-do, and he was like, AI is taking over so much of my work. I don't do anything anymore, or whatever he sounds like. It's not like that though. I really struggle with his accent, that Kiwi thing, because he's got sort of a deep voice, but it's got anywho. He said the AI thing's doing most of his work for him now. He's I don't know anything about computer programming. Like I'm sure if he told you, you'd be like, oh yeah, that and this and the other. But I think he does like real computer programming for like a big firm. And so to hear that a big part of his job is now just, hey, let me easy button that for you, which is basically what the AI is.
Yeah.
It definitely works. Like you can use it to make shit really quickly. Like it depends though, because like if you're trying to make something that's really unique, it's hard to get it to do that. But if you like, it definitely takes like the mundane shit out of coding. It's good. It's really helpful.
I've heard that, but I don't know enough about it other than what people. I mean, I trust the people who've told me. Like, yeah, obviously it's working. They still have jobs. It's getting done. Like the work's getting done, of probably similar quality, right?
Yeah. You wouldn't think like the first thing that AI would take away would be computer programming. It was like in your mind, you're like, well, that's coded by a computer. Like, is that the final frontier of the thing that it can conquer? Like,
I find it's
coding itself, and then it's just like immediately does it. It's like, fuck.
Well, it is a computer. It loves it. It gets it.
Yeah.
Its ability to write a story or summarize a story and just instantly create cliff notes there has never been anything like that. That instantaneous ability to on this whole other level have every book and all the knowledge about it. I asked it to, I said it a couple times, but I asked it to summarize The Old Man and the Sea. But I'm like, I gave it hurdles. I was like, 4 different styles, 3 different paragraphs, each paragraph, and it did it. Like it could jump through all my little hurdles. I didn't even know there were that many writing styles. It was really impressive. To have had that in school would have been.
I got a thing to read. It's about a paragraph long. So I have a friend, he's a computer programmer, but not just that. He's a very good computer programmer, very rich man. I don't want to
A real Miles Dyson.
Yeah.
You want to? Is this about you wanting to suck him off?
Deep into the
Get
90s.
that reference, Taylor.
Again, yeah. So anyway, he has this thing. I apologize if I've said this before, but I have an infamous question I ask all my prospective developers. How would you write the most efficient route for finding the median of a list of random numbers? I ask this because it's not a cookbook routine that's normally taught or even one that you can Google. I had to solve this problem myself, so I know the best answer, parenthetically, according to me. I ask this just to see how they would attack the problem they don't already know how to solve. The second best answer I ever got was from a technical writing candidate. She said she could code, so I tested her. The best answer I got was from ChatGPT. It was off on the original solution, sort first, but I nudged it a bit to consider a binary search, and it found the answer. So he was impressed with ChatGPT's code.
As an assistant, it seems like incredible.
So
That's like it doesn't take over, although it might feel that way. I mean, if you're already proficient in a field, though, being able to ask that question, that you're like, I had to nudge it into the binary direction. I don't know how to nudge it in the binary direction because I don't know what that fucking means. I mean, I know what binary means, but not in this application.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that.
Oh, is
means.
direction confusing you?
So no,
I think that's
going to
be the case though. Like a lot of like programmers and stuff wouldn't even bother using it because like it can. If you're not a programmer, it's like, okay, so can you set up a C class for me that's done this? So that's fine. Like you can get all like the base code to have a class and stuff like that and set it all up and grab all the right libraries and shit. But a programmer that is working in that environment is like they can just copy paste that from somewhere else. Like they have that like at the go. So I don't really need it. Like it may be for like some kind of ridiculous as you said, like sorting problem. You could get it to do that. But like most people don't really program in languages that are down to like that nitty gritty. Like most people just use JavaScript and shit like that, and like easier stuff that's on a high level, and it's sort of, it just does that automatically. But if you're trying to like eke every bit of performance out of like C coding, then maybe you could use it. But at the same time, it's like most of these problems have already been solved, and if you're doing that, you already know all the solutions. So it's kind of.
I don't code anymore, so I'm curious as to how helpful it would have been for me. So much of the code relied on fucking knowing like the schema for a database that I was using. How do you give it all that data so that it can write code that works appropriately? You know, so much of it was knowing the machines and how things worked at Cisco, for example. I don't know how it would help. If I told it, hey, I need some code that validates an email address. Validating an email address is harder than you might guess on the surface. And I imagine it can do that well, but I bet I could Google it just as quickly. I don't need AI for that.
Well, that's like, because I've done stuff where I've had like inputs, like input sanitization before, and so you want to take out all of it, like a whole slew of shit. Like you want to take out stuff
No
that's
single
like
quotes,
SQL injection and all that kind of crap, and that's fine. It's like, that could probably write that for you. But also, like, I have that just sitting there. Like, I've Googled that solution before because I'm lazy, like every programmer is. I've just got a Stack Overflow. And there is some motherfucker that's like a million times smarter than me that has gone through and written like this page of code that does a perfect email sanitization. And I just use that. Like, it's the easiest fucking thing in the world. You don't really need it, but it's like, it's cool to see that it can answer the questions, but I don't think it would be super helpful in like very specific applications. Maybe if you're a noob programmer.
The people who are, I don't know how much you code. I don't really code much at all anymore.
Not so much lately.
I programmed my automatic fish feeder this month. Outside of that, I haven't been coding at all.
It's interesting to me that you would even want an automatic feeder. I would assume that feeding them is part of the fun. I guess there's sometimes when you do both, eh? Like normally
I'm training the fish to eat off the feeder so that I can leave the house. Right. You know, I need the tank to be okay so I can go away for weekends.
Makes sense. And then no one has to look after your fish for you.
Yeah.
I love the picture of Jackie lazing those sea anemones or whatever the fuck you're lacing in there.
That's close enough. Yeah.
You're just standing there, no glasses. Just
Did you
I got her glasses.
no, but you need some.
Yeah, I didn't have any.